Hey everyone, Helen, your Immersion Code and Body Code Certified Practitioner, coming to you from the Inside Out Institute in a week where we are talking about preventing burnout, because it's a crappy thing to go through and you want to prevent it rather than go through it. So that's what we're talking about this week. And in this particular episode, we are talking about just finding time for yourself, if you're the type of person that spends all your time working and taking care of your family or friends, that's not necessarily a good thing to be doing. Yet it's crucial, absolutely so important to find time for yourself, even with a really busy schedule. So even if it's, 15, 20 minutes where you can whip out for a walk, or, find yourself a little nook where you can hide yourself and do some reading or something like that. Because guess what? Chores, work, your family, they are just going to wait. They're just going to have to wait, actually, because you can serve them so much better if you just really look after yourself and take time for you. Because, all those things are not going to go away. They're always going to be there on tap. So if you don't make the effort, then nobody else is going to do it for you. And the reason burnout happens is because people keep pushing themselves, and don't take enough time to stop, breathe, regroup, and heal. See, the last word is really, really important, healing, because that's what taking time out, de-stressing, looking after you, that's what healing is all about. And we can always be so much more productive and helpful to people when we've really taken time to take care of ourselves. Now, psychologists, they recommend that you spend time away from your to-do list. If you've got a to-do list, for many years I didn't even have that. I just sort of roller coasted from one thing to another. And it's doing things like, if you've got a really busy day and you've got half an hour for lunch, go take your lunch, go outside and sit in the sun on the grass, at a cafe, stroll to a cafe and treat yourself to a really nice drink, or, catch up with friends and have a chat. And then when you get back, you feel like you've really, really had a break. For me, like time out, because I have busy schedules with, my daughter was a really, really good, hockey player. And, 6 days a week in winter, I would be carting her to practices, so I'd be racing through my day, often skipping lunch so I could leave early to get her to her practices on time. And so what I learned to do was, I would go for a walk while she was doing her training, or I would take my book to read, or I would take, I love doing logic puzzles. So for me, that's my number one thing. And so for me, that just takes me away from everything. And so I would do those. And then when she finished, I felt like I'd had a break as well. Whereas when I wasn't doing that, I just constantly still felt, my day was turning around in my head. I hadn't let it go. I hadn't stopped. And then we were suddenly in the car on the way home. Then I had to think about dinner. Then it was getting late, so we had to fit in homework and how we were going to do that. So, it's, what I mean. You know what I mean. So I think you can hear me. So hopefully that's some good tips for you today, is if you're not scheduling in time for yourself, really make sure that that is happening for you. And always, absolutely love you joining me. And I look forward to you doing that again in the next episode.